Weekend recap. We took the CA E-Ray racing in daily driver class for the Outlaw Syndicate race at Skeleton Raceway in Sykeston, Missouri. Had a good time. Got basically we're a first round duck. Let's talk about it. I got mass whooped. We're going to have to do something with this car. But we ended up sponsoring the event, and I said, well, let's go ahead and enter the car. So we did, but we had to take the drag radials off, and we couldn't use the launch control, but not a big deal with this car. It's mostly stock bolt-ons with the 85, nothing crazy. So weather's hot, it is what it is. So we went 670s Friday in testing. They ran a 530 class and I think a small tire or something. And, that all came out really, really nice. So Saturday we had to fight the weather. And this is what our pit ended up looking like. Sykeston did a really good job of getting the track dry. Everybody stuck around. And it came up time for our first round qualifying. And I lined up next to a maroon Mustang GT, and dude was awesome. We got out, we talked. There were a couple of guys behind us that showed up to support Sean and Ryan Martin, and we had a good chat. He actually follows the TikTok, and they build classic cars with modern, resto mod type stuff. These cars were beautiful. They ran super well. They said they ran like 570s. I already knew I was cooked. I knew I was cooked. These were cruisers, though. They fit the daily driver class. There ain't nothing whatever about that. And then there was a white long bed F-150 that was with the Murder Nova group that we'll get to in a second. But we were the first cars down. They went junior dragsters and then daily driver, and we knew that this was going to be a little bit sketch. And even the E-Ray spun, but I think the Corvette just kept a lot of water in places that I couldn't dry. Fortunately, after that race, it apparently started to sprinkle when the Camaro and the Nova went down for their first pass. And about halfway down, they started to lose control and basically abort the passes. So Mother Nature fighting again. They had to shut it down. They had to dry the track. And then the F-150 was the first car to go down the track. But I think it had a lot to do with the wet track and spinning. It didn't go down the track very well. That's just the way that it is when you're fighting rain. Like, none of these cars are set up to run in the rain. So we chip draw, and I draw the first in Camaro. I already know I'm cooked. If he doesn't spin on the line, I'm done, right? And he did not spin, and this is what that looked like. I went out first round pretty bad. He put a second on me. And those cars are running good. Those cars are running good. The only thing I was worried about with what happened in their first pass, if they didn't have the track good and dry, that they were going to come unglued down the track. And luckily they didn't. They both stayed straight. They made good, clean passes, and that's what you want. I think it's about time for the car to go under the knife and get a few hundred horsepower. It wouldn't have mattered. I mean, I could have done heads and cam. I was not going to catch these guys. They're just too quick. It's the wrong type of racing for this car. So we're going to go ahead and get some power added to it, though, and see what we can do and see if we can find some racing that does make sense for this car and try to have some fun with it. But overall, it was a great weekend. Other than the weather, it is what it is. Nobody can control that, but good time. It's a good time. I'm glad they put this race on and that Murder Nova and Ryan Martin are doing this whole series, and I look forward to the next one.